Call That's All Studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
I'm sure someone out there is going to accuse me of being dramatic. I'm sure someone out there is going to say that we don't know what we're talking about. But that's just a day that ends in Y around here. But grab the fork, find the fat lady, and pack it up, gang. This Milwaukee Bucks season is over.
I thought you were giving them 3 more games.
I gave them 1.
Seems like you're going back on your word.
It was lousy. Did you catch any of last night's game, Chew? Catch any of the Bucks? Yep. And your thoughts, sir?
I was up early today, up at 5. Had my cup of coffee, scrolling through, and I saw, I think it's ESPN, Atlanta versus MI. And I'm like, do I hit it?
Did you think it was Michigan?
I was hoping it was Michigan. Watched it for about 12 minutes, and, God, they're lazy. Lazy. No energy. Just painful to watch. Yeah.
Oh, so
it's over.
So the part of the replay that you caught this morning was not the first quarter.
It was the fourth.
Yeah.
It was the fourth.
First quarter was fun.
They were down by double digits, but it was just like... But even the announcers, and it wasn't a Buck station, so they were impartial.
No, they had Ryan Rucco and Jay Billis were on the call last night.
Wow. It's like they don't even, like, do they even set up an offense, or is it just one guy grabs the ball and does what he wants? It's just terrible. So it was nice. I only had to watch 7 minutes of the season.
So congratulations
to come up to that
whoever
conclusion.
Took the under out there.
Yeah. So I'm good.
Gabe?
Yeah, I mean, it was bad last night. Second half was terrible. I don't know what it is. Like Chewy said, there's kind of an energy thing. Because, 10 points in the NBA in the fourth quarter is nothing, right? Like, you shouldn't be waving the white flag there. Teams go on 8-0 runs in the matter of 90 seconds all the time. So 10 points isn't anything in an NBA game, as well as these offenses can play, as well as the Bucks can shoot the Bucks. They're one of the best three-point shooting teams, and they have not been knocking down those outside shots. And the Stark thing, Jen, you did the math. And the math, I like to do this at the end of seasons because it shows you how far and how difficult it is to make up deficits, because the Bucks right now are 5 games back of the Hawks and Hornets. And, okay, 5 games. But when you start figuring, they have to do this and then the other team has to do this, Jen, that's when you go, yeah, that doesn't really seem probable.
So 26-35, 21 games left. Play-in teams, obviously, 7 through 10. So let's just aim for that 10 spot, right? I believe they would have to go 15-6 to finish with 41 wins. That would be a 41-41.
Mm-hmm.
Easy math there, remedial math there, over the course of the rest of the season. What about what you've seen from this version of the Milwaukee Bucks? Let's take the last 4 games, or even the last 2, where we've seen Giannis back on the floor trying to regain or gain some chemistry with this roster. Makes you think that this Bucks team can go 15-6.
Yeah, even with Giannis, I think if it was closer to 500, like just a couple of games over, like if they had to go 11-10, 12-9, whatever it is, right? Okay, I could see that. 15-6, like even with Giannis, even when they looked their best this year, that's not something that this team seemed like they were capable of. Because they just won 8 of 10 and have now promptly lost 4 in a row.
And they would still need help from a couple of the teams who are above them, Atlanta and Charlotte. You would need them to basically slide to 500 or worse for the remainder of their season.
It would have to be worse because they're both at 32 wins. So if they even go 500, it's done. So if they go 10-11, it's done because that would get them to 42 wins.
Yeah, I've seen cars packed at the end of a football season early in my career. Yeah, there's some cars packed with 21 games to go. There's cars packed. Or at least flight reservations on hold to get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
And that's what I feared, Gabe, right? Mm-hmm. This team there's no fire there. Nothing.
I mean, there's fire from Giannis. Giannis was
So fired
off.
up, he got
He got a technical after a made bucket by the Hawks because the Bucks couldn't grab a defensive rebound, so he spiked it at the basket stanchion and got teed up.
But you think he's checked out?
Giannis?
Not of the season, not on the court, but checked out of playing here in Milwaukee.
I don't.
You don't think he's checked out?
I think. I'm going to take him at his word that as long as he is in a Milwaukee Bucks jersey, he is going to be dedicated to the roster, to the team, to winning.
I don't think the words checked out, unless you're talking about him leaving a hotel, exists for Giannis.
I'm saying
That's
out
a
of
good
Milwaukee.
one, dude. I like that.
I'm like watching other games and going, God. Okay, I'm talking about.
I have a whole story about that.
Oh, really?
Well, when we left our all-inclusive resort, we go to get in the cab, and the concierge or the bell person or whatever it was like, "Did you guys check out?" And we were like, "No, we're just leaving," right? And they were like, "Oh, no, you have to check out."
Yeah, you got to have paper.
And my husband was like, "What?" So then you have to go stand in line, which really hacked off our taxi driver because
Sure.
it ended up
He
being
was ready
another
to go.
20
Yeah.
minutes before. Anyway, so when you said who checks out anymore, that was our thought as well.
Wait, why did you have to check out?
That's
Is this
that's
something with
the
the
hotel
resorts?
policy.
No, that's what
the
they do down there.
Resort
Gabe,
policy.
when you go to Mexico, me and Angie, got to have your paper.
Wait,
Even
what?
going to a reservation, you go to one of their all-inclusive restaurants. Do you have a reservation? 6. Where's your paper? Well, we don't have the. Well, you can't eat then. You got to have your paper.
I didn't
It's so
experience that.
stupid. It's so. Am I right, Josh?
I didn't experience that about dinner reservations, but I was ready to leave the resort when I went to Mexico, and I was told,
Yeah, you gotta have your
go through."
paper.
I don't really know even what happened. I don't really remember. It's kind of a blur at that point, but yeah, it's part of the deal there.
There's two things, Jen. Back me. I don't know if it's because you went to the Virgin Islands or the Caribbean.
Yeah, we went to St. Lucia.
Two things when you go down there, Gabe. You got to have your paper
Okay.
and don't expect any ice.
Okay.
Well, you can ask for ice. I did. I asked
Well, you
for
have
ice.
to ask for it, but if you ask for a mixed drink, you get 3 cubes.
Is it time to put the Bucks season on ice? 800-990-3776. So we've been watching these games, obviously. It's just very obvious that there is no cohesiveness with this unit. And again, I will be honest, I was willing to give them a little bit of time to develop it, knowing that you had to microwave it, right? We don't have time to stick this sucker in the oven and wait, turkey style, several hours, 8 hours for it to cook. You got to get this thing going right away. I thought maybe I would see some improvement in that. I did not last night. I'm also a little bit curious about the lineups, Gabe. How do you explain some of the lineups that Doc Rivers chose to go with last night?
Last night was a little more normal than it was against the Celtics because you did see Kyle Kuzma back out there who caught the DNP coach's decision on Monday against Boston. So he was back out there, coming off the bench. They believe that Ousmane Dieng is a good fit, and they think that him and Giannis have good chemistry, which is apparently why he has been in the starting lineup, which I don't have a problem with. Give the young guy a chance, kind of mix some things up. And he was shooting the ball well early, and then it just kind of it faded from him as the game went on. And they had to kind of mix things up again last night because now with a knee injury, they're without Kevin Porter Jr. So some of those two-guard lineups with him and Ryan Rollins that were working, now you got to mix that up, and you don't have a secondary ball handler outside of Rollins and Giannis that you can turn to. So that leads to, some turnovers from Cam Thomas when he's asked to do that because now he's playing out of position, kind of handling the ball at times in the first half last night. So it's a hodgepodge that they're trying to put together. And again, I don't think this is all Giannis. This obviously isn't just because Giannis came back. Like they were playing well and then played pretty terrible against the Knicks on Friday. Played about as bad of a half of NBA basketball as you can without Giannis against a team that is tanking in Chicago on Sunday. And then that's just continued. Giannis didn't play well on Monday. Played great last night. He was good. He was efficient. He was what you would expect Giannis Antetokounmpo to be. But again, he's on a minutes restriction, and then those non-Giannis minutes become more important, and everything disappears.
So was Bobby right?
Yes and no.
What's the no?
Yes, it was fool's gold. And again, everybody wanted to focus on the fool's gold, but at the end, he said he thought they were going to figure it out.
When?
So that was the no part.
If you think maybe we had been overreacting to the Bucks season being over, I posted on the Infinity Exteriors poll. 100% of people agree that the Bucks season is over. We've got no dissenting votes thus far. Everybody has determined, put a fork in them. They're done.
I saw a tweet last night that said that the 97-point differential for the last 4 losses is the worst in a 4-game span in franchise history. They lost by 29, 23, 27,
weren't they
and
winning
18.
like no games at some points in their history?
I mean, they're,
Not like this.
I think they won, what did they win, 15 or 17 games, something like that, when they ended up, taking Jabari Parker second overall.
Right.
Yeah.
800-990-3776. We put it on the Infinity Exteriors Twitter poll. It is also available on the YouTube stream. Is the Milwaukee Bucks season over? I say yes. Stick a fork in them. What's the end of the Ferris Bueller's Day Off movie? You're still here? It's over. Go home. Gabe, and I know you are a dedicated Bucks fan, and you made the point the other day on the show that no matter what, you are going to support this team to the bitter end because it may be, your words, the last time you see Giannis Antetokounmpo in a Bucks jersey. How are you going to navigate these final 21 games for the Milwaukee Bucks?
Well, somewhere in here, I've got to read about buy one, get one tickets, so I'm going to take advantage of for that because we've got that offer we're going to let people know about. I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm still going to go to games. I'm not going to have expectations. I'm going to go to the games to watch Giannis. And, again, I hope it's not it for him here in Milwaukee, but I realize it's a possibility. And that's why people should be going to Bucks games and supporting the Bucks for the rest of the year. Because who knows? I don't want the next time I see Giannis inside Fiserv Forum coming in a opposing team's uniform.
Can I suggest something, a little free tip to FanDuel and what they're trying to do there on the broadcast? Just Giannis cam. I have an alternate broadcast, just Giannis cam. We don't got to see what else is going on out there.
I love this idea.
Is that like the golf
No,
stuff,
I still
Gabe?
think you need to be able to watch the game. if that's
it's an
your
alternate option.
fancy.
Yeah.
But like,
What does it do when he's on the bench? Because he's on a minutes restriction right now, Josh.
Watching them.
Okay, all right.
You're playing
Hey,
the game broadcast audio.
Okay.
And maybe, they could use YouTube or they could use Twitter.
a little
stream.
double box action, right? Sits
Can
up
we
there
do
in the
that?
corner. Go ahead, Shu.
Can we do that with Rashawn Gary?
You want a Rashawn Gary single shot?
Just to see how much he loafs.
No.
I just want to laugh.
So I can get mad?
Yes.
I'm trying to watch greatness.
Aren't you already mad though, Joshy, when it comes to Rashawn
Yeah.
Well,
Gary?
we're going to talk about it, but get mad because he's coming back.
No.
Yeah, he is.
Can't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
For whatever it's worth, Joshy, your announcement about the ESPN Milwaukee Infinity Exteriors poll has encouraged some people to jump into the nose.
Yeah, we've got some haters.
We've got some people jumping into the nose. When we
Well, it's
ask
'cause
you,
I
is
said
the
it.
Milwaukee Bucks season over? It was 100% yes, but now 8% of respondents have said no. It's not
You
over.
made it seem like there was a big tie.
No, not a big tie turn, but at least a few votes where people, and again, maybe those are just, to your point, contrarians.
Uh-huh.
We've been known to do that occasionally as well.
I'll do that sometimes when I see a poll and I don't like it. I'll just click the wrong option. Do it on purpose. Screw this up.
Just an instigator.
Yeah. Shocking.
It's like Woody Woodpecker, Chew.
Sam in the 262 weighing in, reminding us that it was his idea to offer up that bet slip, but to be fair, his track record in betting is pretty terrible. Yes, I do think that some of the malaise that is surrounding Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning is the realization that our 3-team parlay of will the Milwaukee Bucks make the play-in tournament, will the Brewers win the division, will the Packers win the division, that would have netted us $4,000 collectively is likely DOA.
Yeah, I mean, for that to die,
Yeah.
How mad are
before
they
we
gonna-
could even get to Brewers
I think we got to go back to the well. Two-teamer.
How
You're
mad
not
will
going to
we
get
be,
very
though,
good odds on that one. I
No.
checked it out the other day.
if the other two come true? Oh, I will be upset.
Because getting the play-in, Chew, it's not that hard.
Right. All you
I
need
know.
is
We
just a
thought that
play-in.
was the easiest, too.
I love he's like, I'll be upset. The guy who didn't even toss in the cash. Have you kicked Gabe over the $10
I know.
that he threw in?
I know. He's charging me juice. I think it's like $12.50
You
right
better
now.
be charging him juice.
By the time you get here, it's going to be $12.75, so look out.
Yeah.
In 2026, I could pay you now. I could pay you now.
All right, Gabe, what's barter?
Well,
Gabe.
that's not my fault.
He ain't getting Venmo. You think he can be trusted on that app?
Gabe, how about a sleeve of golf balls?
I mean, if it's a good sleeve.
Now he's trying to
they're Pro
spit on his
V1Xs.
hand and shake with you for a
Pro
negotiation.
V1Xs, yeah, we're good
Okay.
there.
You might actually
Now,
be
they're from the
making money on that deal.
Spaniard, and he's got his logo all over the place on them, but they're still worth more than $12.
So
I
they
think.
refurbished.
If you are interested in a Green Bay Packers division winner and a Brewers division winner parlay, 2-team parlay instead, plus 863 over at our friends at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, which is not as good as the odds we had.
I mean, it's still pretty good. I mean, it's not, like you said, it's not.
Well, and then you have to factor in that would be our second $10 bet, so
Yeah.
we drop our odds a little bit there. But hey, you can't go broke making money.
$40 to win, $345, a take home of $385 for the group.
I mean, that's still a good ROI.
I like 4,000 though.
I mean,
Thanks.
yeah.
This guy over here, whichever team scores more points is going to win. We got to take a break. Jen gave it Chewy rolls on. We've got Jason Wilde coming up next. I suppose we can ask him Chewy's theory about Rashawn Gary when we return.
Craving big, bold pizza flavor? Then just head to Piggly Wiggly because this week only, Screamin' Sicilian Original Pizza is just $4.99. We're talking about that buttery, stone-fired crust. Loads of toppings. Of course we are because it's Screamin' Sicilian. Whole milk mozzarella. And that over-the-top flavor Screamin' Sicilian is famous for. It's the perfect time to stock up because, say it with me, more toppings, more flavor, more is amore. But hurry, this deal at Piggly Wiggly only goes through March 10th. Just think about all the sports that are coming up. We've got opening day. We've got some college hoops coming up. You're going to want to make sure your freezer is full of Screamin' Sicilian original pizzas. Grab them while they're only $4.99 while they last, only at Piggly Wiggly.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got westbound 94 tightening up right through the stadium interchange out to Mitchell Boulevard. On the eastbound side, we've got some backups from just past 76th Street all the way to about Hawley Road. We still have this broken down vehicle on westbound 94 right about at Maple Avenue. This is just before Highway 83. And everything is off on the right shoulder, but everybody's kind of slowing down to get past this. So we're starting to see delays basically starting from Prospect Avenue all the way to that point. So just be extra careful and lots of braking distance. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, a dense fog advisory, including pretty much all of southeast Wisconsin until about noon. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy, a high of 42. Tonight, patchy fog, mostly cloudy, a low of 37. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
All day, every day. The Cardless Talk and Text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Cardless Talk and Text line. This is more.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win. Ready, down, put.
All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project? Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Visit extpros.com.
Jason Wilde joining us right now on the Yuengling Hotline. Yuengling, now officially in Wisconsin. I picked some up yesterday. You can now as well. Family owned and operated for 6 generations. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Good morning, Jason Wilde. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, everybody. How are you? Do we have the Chewy was right? Chewy was right soundbite ready in case this Rashawn
Chewy
Gary
was
thing
right?
turns out to be correct?
Holy, Chewy was right.
There it is.
Okay, well, that seems a little premature, Joshy. He hasn't been right yet.
In fairness, we probably haven't heard that thing in weeks.
Just wanted to make sure it was working.
Blow the dust off.
Let me tell you why.
Go ahead, Chew.
Let me tell you why I think so. Okay,
Well,
Jason, as you know.
wait. No, let me tell you something.
Okay.
I think there's a good chance. There's a good chance you are right.
Yeah.
Better than probably Joshy and a few Packers fans
Son
think.
of a
Now
biscuit.
the floor is yours, sir.
Well, Jason, as you know, sometimes GMs hang on to their own guys too long, right? And Rashawn Gary is Goody's guy. Drafted him, signed him. Did you see what he posted yesterday? A sweaty shirt. This guy.
The Packers shirt, yeah. Packers.
It's got to be delusional. I know he went to Michigan, but I thought he was smarter than that. In the back of your mind, you have to be sitting there going, man, there's a pretty good chance I'm either A, getting axed, or B, I'm going to be asked to take a massive pay cut. And this is a guy that called himself great, who is far from great.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling that
season.
I just have a feeling that it's Goody's guy, and he's not going to be told he was wrong, and he's going to hold on to him for another year.
Yeah, I don't think you're feeling. Well, first of all, I don't want you to ever think that your feelings don't matter, because we care about your feelings.
Thank you.
But when it comes to this, I don't think it's anywhere close to being out of the realm of possibility. Speaking of delusional, not only did he talk in a manner that you don't expect a player who had his lack of production would speak in, right? At the end of the season, as you mentioned. But like Goody, his closest he came to an acknowledgement of that he didn't play particularly productive was admitting that he wasn't as productive in the second half of the season as he had been in the first. You mean the first half of the season when he had 4.5 sacks in the first 3 games and had 7.5 sacks after getting 2 sacks against Aaron Rodgers, and then never had a sack or a tackle for loss ever again the rest of the year? Yeah, you're right. He was slightly more productive during the first half of the season. And, I think there's, first of all, the position they're in at that position could mean that he stays. Now, there's obviously 3 ways he can stay, right? One is leave his contract untouched. If they do that, then I have some serious questions. 2, a legitimate pay cut, incentivizing earning back whatever he gives up in his pay cut. Or 3, restructuring his contract, guaranteeing him some existing money, not taking any money away from him, adding void years or whatever to spread out the cap charge and keep him that way. If you are going to keep him, I can't imagine you wouldn't do it by saying, all right, look, we still believe in you. Okay, we're not fazed by the statistic that Wilde and all these other beat writing knuckleheads keep bringing up about how you went the final 11 weeks of the year without a sack. But you're an elite pass rusher, from what I understand. We saw those 60 quarterback pressures, although none of the stats, including the statistics the Packers use themselves in bios, have him for 60 sacks. That stat has 48 for him. Again, I don't know where that number comes from, but you can say, look, but we need you. We believe that you can earn all this money back, but in order, we need you to take one for the team, but we still want you here. And if he bites on that, I can see him being here. If they guarantee existing money and he doesn't take any sort of a haircut on this, then I start to have more serious questions about what their thought process is and whether he's not the only one who's delusional.
Jason, do you know how he's thought about in the locker room? Just because I know Chewy has talked about it, and we made the joke that he was going to track the number of loafs that we saw Rashawn Gary have out on the field. Micah Parsons seemingly at times giving just about every other member of that group, that position group, shout-outs. And I'm excited because LVN can do this and can't wait to see what Baron Sorrell does here, and never really said anything positive about Rashawn Gary. What's his reputation like? Do we know?
Yeah, that's a really smart observation by you, Gabe. I felt the same thing. Like, I never heard young players talk about his outstanding leadership. I never heard players talk about the example he sets with, for example, and Kenny Clark was obviously traded to Dallas, but during training camp, like one of the storylines that emerged without me, as Chewy well knows, there are times where I ask questions because I have a story idea, and it leads into the story that I envisioned. And, I'm not like certain people who would only use quotes from that would support the thesis that I have in my story. If you say something that's contradictory to what I was thinking, then I have to sit and go, well, wait a minute, maybe this wasn't the idea that I thought, right? Well, I was having a conversation with Devontae Wyatt, and he was talking about Kenny Clark during training camp, and this is when I learned the cool kid phrase, unk, which is a way that the youngsters refer to older folks now. And I learned all about how Kenny Clark, and we knew that he would have guys over to his house all the time, and I think Rashawn Gary took that responsibility over initially after the trade. But the way guys talked about Kenny Clark I did not hear them talk about Rashawn Gary. Now, that doesn't mean, right, just because I don't have any evidence that his teammates respected him or any of that stuff doesn't mean that they didn't. I just didn't hear that from them. But to your point, and I talked to, I think, 3 or 4 former NFL players who are analysts now about this. And if there is one thing, this is why Chewy's so great, because he doesn't have a filter and he doesn't give a damn, and he calls Jermichael Finley a moron, and then I have to deal with him in the locker room because I was on the radio at the same time when he did that. But, one thing former NFL players do not want to say about current players when they're evaluating them is that they are loafing or giving minimal effort. And I had multiple guys. I wanted to know, because I've never played in the NFL, and I don't want to be that nerd who says, "Oh, looks like this guy's not trying very hard." But I talked to multiple former NFL players who analyze this stuff, and they all said that there is ample evidence that he does not play with 100% effort all the time. So, again, if these guys are seeing that, and one of the other things that was really telling to me was when we asked Matt LaFleur a series of questions about his lack of production, and someone said, is he dealing with an injury of some sort that is affecting him but isn't enough to put him on the injury report? And Matt LaFleur flat out said before the question was even fully asked, no. So if, again, and this is not evidence of anything, it's just the stuff that makes you go, like if a coach wants to protect a guy, he answers that question differently, right? He hedges. He says, well, everybody's dealing with something, but yeah, Rashawn's fought through everything he's ever dealt with while he's been here. And he never actually says that there's an injury, but he kind of leaves you with that kind of like immunized feeling, like he told you that he was doing something that he really wasn't, right? And I never heard that from him. So I am perplexed as to why, when it comes to other players or coaches who are willing to just tell the truth about a player, there's, for some reason, they seem to look at him very rose-colored.
Sweet concussion drop there by Jason Wilde, who I think we still have. Jason, give me a test. Yeah, Will Smith concussion. I got it. I heard it. Before we let you go, Rashid Shaheed, it appears, is going to be a free agent. And we saw what he could do with Seattle this past year. Would you be interested in the Packers kicking the tires on Rashid Shaheed if the price was right?
Only if we develop a drop where a big voice guy says, Tausch was right? Holy blank, Tausch was right. Because Tausch has been pushing for Rashid Shaheed for weeks and has basically argued, and I don't know if I would go so far as to say the Packers did not go to the Super Bowl and the Seahawks did because they picked up Rashid Shaheed, but he believes that it has been malpractice that they did not have someone capable of returning. And I think he's right. So, yes, I would definitely be interested, not only because I think it would be a smart thing to look into, but also because I think it would make Tausch happy, which obviously makes my life better. I would say this.
But wouldn't that come, Jason, at the cost of potentially your boy Bo Melton?
No, I don't think so. But, again, I don't know what they're going to – I mean, they're not going to again, as much as I love Bo and want him on the team, and Matt LaFleur loves Bo even more than I do, he is a minimum salary guy. Yeah, I know, it's surprising. I'm competing with Bo's parents, who may like Max better. I don't know. But my point is that I think he's just a minimum salary guy still. Like, I think as much as we like him, he's not going to take up a lot of cap space. So I don't think there's anybody that they could sign that would be at his expense, because again, as we saw last year, they can add a wide receiver and they're going to lose one in Romeo, but they'll just, they'll list Bo as a defensive end or something if they need to find a spot for him on the roster.
Jason, good stuff as always. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Have a great day, and we will talk to you again very soon.
All right, everybody, take care. Be good.
Like tomorrow. Jason Wilde joining us on the Yuengling Hotline. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in America and now officially in Wisconsin. Enjoy responsibly. What do you think about Rashid Shaheed? Is that a move the Packers need to at least kick the tires on this offseason? If he's going to be exploring free agency, should he be a target for the green and gold? We'll discuss that right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Bunzel's is celebrating their 50th year in business. This family-owned and operated meat market is a vital part of our community. It is the only place I would love to go. And you should make plans this week. Stop by Bunzel's. Grab these weekly specials. We have turned the calendar over to March. Of course, you are going to be thinking about St. Patty's Day. Trimmed corned beef briskets are $14.99 a pound. Award-winning smoked pork loin chops are $12.99 a pound. Lean and mean beef stew meat at $8.89 a pound. And spicy Bayou marinated pork tenderloin, $7.99 a pound. That's just a few of the things. Just go back, take a look at what they've got in the counter, in the meat case, and pick out something that you love. And don't forget, they've also got their monthly meat deal. Check out more. Bunzel's, 90th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, or online, bunzels.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We got a lot of fog out there, and it's going to be a bit difficult to see things. The visibility is not great, so please be careful. Westbound 94, we do have delays from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side's backing up from just before 84th Street towards Hawley Road. We've also got westbound 94 slowing down right past Maple Avenue. There was a broken down vehicle there that was out of traffic, but everybody was slowing down to get past it because they don't really see what's going on, and all they see were some flashing lights. So just be careful through there. We've also got eastbound 894 backing up from 92nd Street all the way past Loomis. Traffic is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, a dense fog advisory, including pretty much all of southeast Wisconsin until about noon. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy, a high of 42. Tonight, patchy fog, mostly cloudy, a low of 37. Weather's brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel, and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
It's tournament time when the most talented teams survive and advance. And whether you're cutting down the nets or cutting through resumes, one thing's clear. The best teams are built with the best people. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. Their smart matching technology finds qualified candidates fast. You can add screening questions to get the right applicants and even filter to see who's recently active. Score the best for your team with ZipRecruiter. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like replacing my bike in case of an accident?
Progressive's total loss coverage can help with that.
Great. And you also agree with me that my riding club should ride to the aquarium instead of cruising around a mountain, right?
Actually, we just do insurance. We don't vote in riding clubs.
Nice. 2 votes for the turtle exhibit.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
What are you, some kind of turtle hater?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-568-2790. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-568-2790. That's 800-568-2790. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-568-2790.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Unbelievable that they ran all over this vaunted defense, this elite defense.
What Kool-Aid?
Why? It was poop Kool-Aid, and we gobbled it down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Can you feel it? The thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. You know the feeling. There's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration, and that is the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space, dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, a fiery atmosphere, and, of course, the star of the show, that monster video wall where you can catch all the action. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More information available online. Must be 21 years old to enter the casino. So all signs point to Rashid Shaheed's time in Seattle being done. He is testing the free agent market. And of course, a lot of people, Packers fans included, saw how electric he was this past year for the Seahawks. In fact, Bill Huber, our friend over at Sports Illustrated, does include Rashid Shaheed in his list of potential receiver returner targets for the Green Bay Packers. And I think in that statement right there, receiver returner targets, is where I think you have the complicated nature of Rashid Shaheed. Gabe, would you kick the tires on Rashid Shaheed if you were Brian Gutekunst?
Absolutely. I think you got to take a look at it. Now, again, maybe he prices himself out if somebody decides, yeah, we think he can return and be kind of a top wide receiver, because he got more receiver opportunities in New Orleans before he was traded halfway through the season to Seattle, where, I mean, they used him sparingly. You know, he got a handful of snaps here and there to see, because he's an electric athlete, to see if he could break something. But was mostly, I guess, known as his time as a returner. He signed a 1-year, $5.2 million contract with the Saints going into last season. And again, he was a really good returner there. Wasn't really in demand, obviously, because he returned to the Saints on that deal. Because he did what he did on a higher profile team in the playoffs, in the postseason, I wonder if that number's higher. I wonder if it's a multi-year deal. I don't know, because he is somebody that I feel teams are going to look at differently. Some are going to see him. Oh, he can return and be a valuable slot guy for us and play a bunch of snaps. I don't know if that's how he would fit in Green Bay. I would certainly try to work him in kind of the similar way that Seattle did. But if that ends up costing you over $10 million a year, is a returner worth that? Probably not.
No.
But I think you got to dive in. And if it's going to be around that 1 year, $5 to $6 million range, I think I would think you would have to be very interested in that if you're the Packers, because that's something that will jumpstart your special teams and prove people like me wrong that you don't care about special teams.
Sort of matters too what he wants to do too, right? If he wants to be seen as a wide receiver, because that's where more money is for him ultimately, you're going to have to compete with teams who are willing to say that to him and maybe give him that opportunity, as opposed to those who might just want him as a returner.
And that's how I would pay him. He's not much of a receiver. I mean, he only had 15 receptions this past year, but I look more at like Cooper Kupp, who's on the back end. He only had 47 receptions, who's old, and he couldn't beat him out and get more of those grabs. I mean, Cooper Kupp only had 47 catches, which is not a lot for your second receiver.
You're talking about on Seattle's depth chart. Got it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I look at Desmond. He looks like a Desmond type, but when Desmond left Green Bay and went to the Raiders, he did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as we're paying him for what he can do and not paying him for what he did, Okay.
Yeah, I'm
they
interested in paying for him what he is, Chew, and I think what he is a really good return.
How old is he?
28.
Gabe?
He's 28.
28, so you're creeping. You're creeping. So maybe a 2-year deal at whatever money. I don't know what the top returner in the NFL makes, but I tell you what, I ain't paying him anywhere near $10 million a year to just return.
I just checked. He's 27 years old.
He'll be 28 before the season. So this upcoming season, he'll be 28.
So, I mean, a 2-year deal at most, because then he hits that 30 number. So, but they definitely need someone. If it's not him, they still need to upgrade that position because it's an important position. Packers treated like it's been like their running backs or fullbacks. They've downgraded it, but
and which is why I jokingly said this with Jason that it would come at the expense of Bo Melton. But all those wide receiver snaps that went to Bo Melton, they're going to Rashid Shaheed instead.
Yeah. I agree.
If he's out there 5 to 10 snaps a game because he's an electric athlete. See if you can stretch the field with him. Maybe he gets an end around. You getting the ball in his hands a couple of times a game. I think that's how you use Rashid Shaheed.
When it came to our special teams, we looked at as our return game. Now follow me here. You might get a little lost here.
Okay.
We looked at our return game as more important than our coverage units. Kind of like we feel that offense is more important than defense.
Okay. So it's the inverse of the way the Packers feel.
Yes, correct, which is weird to me. I mean, because this is an offensive league, why wouldn't you want to put the offense in a better position to score?
I think that their thought is just don't fumble it, and our offense is good enough to take care of the rest.
I get, but it's not.
Yeah, look, I'm not telling you where that thought process is right or wrong. I'm just telling you what the thought process is.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you how we thought back in the day. Mm-hmm. We were like, okay, punt coverage is good. That's good. That's good. Oh, return? We're number 2? All right.
Yeah. Because when the year you guys won the Super Bowl, you guys had 2 different. I mean, obviously Desmond gets all the attention. He had the 3 punt returns for a touchdown. Was the Super Bowl MVP. BB also had a kick return for a touchdown that year. Like, you guys had a couple different guys that could handle it.
And you know what, Gabe? All the credit went to, if you look at that return in the Super Bowl, Desmond was touched, I believe, by, maybe it wasn't the kick. He was touched by one guy.
Yeah. And
those holes were massive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The other 10 guys never get credit.
No.
But those guys, and that's what I talked about yesterday, they had their own identity. Those guys had their own identity, and I rattled off some of the names yesterday. Packers are just kind of like an afterthought. Yeah, there's 3 phases of the game, but it's really 2.5.
And for whatever reason that that is that way, it has been to the detriment of the success of the team. So I would like to see this happen, if for no other reason than it would signal a change in philosophy that they actually do prioritize this 3rd phase. And for me, it feels like this is a perfect storm because you have the Rich Bisaccia departure. Maybe that was a wake-up call. Maybe that was what are we doing? We just lost somebody that we really value inside the building, maybe because we weren't prioritizing this unit the way that we should be, or certainly the way that he thinks that we should have been. And going out and locking up a legitimate X-factor player, that's what Bill Huber calls him in the Sports Illustrated article, I think shows an investment, shows that you're making it a priority. Now, the money has to be right.
Yes.
And I think that the challenge you are going to have is if he perceives himself to be more of a contributor in the receiving game than the team sees him to be, and maybe that was the disconnect in Seattle as well. I don't know. It feels like that might be percolating.
I have a tendency to think that if he's walking away from Seattle and they couldn't get on the same page for a contract extension, he's looking for more money, and whatever he's looking for, I don't think the Packers would be willing to pay.
And let me ask you guys this. Are the coverage numbers inflated because we had one of the best punters in the NFL? I mean, it's one thing if you got a crappy punter and his hang time sucks and you really got to bust your ass to coverage. But when your punter is so, which he was, right?
Yeah, Wasn't
really he one of the top punters in the league?
Yep.
Makes your coverage units a little bit easier.
I mean, maybe it goes from 6, because I think they finished 2 in punt coverage.
Yeah.
But their kick coverage was also in the top 10.
Yeah, and McManus wasn't particularly good.
Yeah, McManus, I would
at the knuckleball or the placing the kick.
Yeah,
but how many kicks are returned?
He put this different spin on it, so it was hard to return.
But how many kicks are returned in a game?
More than
way more than
it's
half.
way more than usual
Really?
now. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
The number
Okay.
spiked. Other teams, if you watch them, their kickers are quite good and can figure out how to force returns and force those teams into bad situations and, in the negative territory more than they'd like.
I mean, I think this is just as simple as a conversation we had throughout the course of the season. In the NFL, you get what you emphasize. And the Packers don't emphasize kick returns or punt returns.
Yeah. They airmailed that when they let McCole Hardman walk. That was clearly his spot, and then...
No pun intended, they punted on it.
Yes.
That's good.
800-990-3776. We're talking about Rashid Shaheed because he is expected to be a free agent, probably will not be back in Seattle. And we have talked for much of this offseason about how disappointing special teams has been, specifically in the return game. Rich Bisaccia leaves. They lose their assistant special teams coordinator as well. This feels like a flashpoint. This feels like an inflection point for special teams and Brian Gutekunst philosophically. How do you want to handle this? You want it to continue to be an afterthought? And I know there's debate about whether or not they have invested certain players, certain guys over the years to be special teamers, specific special teamers. But this feels like one of those dynamic, game-changing moves that you could make that would show that you are also prioritizing the third phase of the game. 800-990-3776. We'll put it on the Infinity Exteriors poll as well. Do you want the Packers to kick the tires to look into Rashid Shaheed if the price is right? Let us know. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to this morning. Stick around.
He's a limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun, and Ric Flair. Woo! The Nature Boy is coming to Milwaukee March 27th at the Riverside Theater. He is going to be joining forces with Thanasis Adetokunbo as we get yet another Thanalysis live with the WWE Hall of Famer and global icon himself. It's not a cameo. It's not a little 5-minute interview. It's a full live show like you've seen before with Thanasis. It's high energy, unfiltered storytelling, behind the scenes moments you've never heard. And if you know Thanasis, he's bringing the juice, the energy, the laughs. Of course, there's going to be surprises. It's Thanalysis live. And then when Flair grabs a mic, yeah, if you've seen anything about Ric Flair, you know anything can happen. Tickets are limited. Don't wait. Lock yours in now. TALiveshow.com. TALiveshow.com. It's the Thanalysis Live, March 27th at the Riverside Theater, presented by Gruber Law Offices and Potawatomi Casino Hotel with the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall, home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. James' client, Amy Simonson, IT administrator with Professional Services Group.
We have several locations throughout southeastern Wisconsin. Having them all under one company has been very helpful.
Big or small, one location or several, James Imaging Systems is your one-stop business technology resource.
And they are on top of everything. When we have a problem, it's answered right away.
James Imaging Systems, systems, IT-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, and unrivaled local service and support.
And they're always looking for what else can we do? What else do you need? So they want our company to succeed as well as their own.
Let James Imaging Systems help your business succeed. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm going to go with the corn dog, the old corn dog. The corn dog for the
pierogies
birthday.
and borscht all day long.
That's just crazy. Nobody likes borscht, let alone
God,
on their
it's
birthday.
so good. It's the only thing that makes my mouth water, other than my wife.
On 94.5 ESPN.
WTMJ throwing strikes for a cause, and you're invited. Bowling for Babies is Saturday, March 7th at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls, raising funds for the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Put a team together of 4, hit the lanes. Registration is $170 per team. All proceeds and fees benefit the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Want in? Just text the word BABY. BABY to the WTMJ talk-in text line, which is 855-616-1620 to sign up. Bowling for Babies. Let's bowl and help families who need it.
Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, we went ahead and put it on the Infinity Exteriors poll. Should the Packers be in on Rashid Shaheed? Infinity Exteriors Twitter poll is reminding you to refresh your home with roofing, siding, or windows, all backed by their lifetime workmanship warranty, infinityexteriors.com. Let's go out to the phone lines. Jason in Hales Corners joining Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. Good morning, Jason.
Morning, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Thank you so much for taking my call. I'm a big fan of the hire of Cameron Accord. I think he's going to bring a new attitude, and maybe Chewy can expand on that. But you really need an attitude adjustment. But bringing in Rashid, I think, would be a good fire starter. I have a little analogy for you, so just bear with me. It's like the Green Bay Packers treat the offense like the main course. Like they're the great dinner, you know. You get the dessert with the defense, and then you wake up the next morning, and it's kind of like, oh, you got those leftovers from last night? It's like that lasagna was really good, but it's almost like it's an afterthought. And I just hope that the Packers do kick the can because you need to do it. You know, if the special teams can get 10, 15, 20 yards, that's a game changer when it's 2 minutes to go in the game and the game is tied. You know, that can really help the offense. And, yeah, that's all I have. Thank you very much, guys, and have a great day.
Always appreciate the call, Jason. Jared weighing in on the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. I think the Packers already have what they need for special teams. Get Nixon back doing kick returns, and Reed, now that he's healthy, doing punt returns again. If they're not willing, it might be time to move on from them to players that will, Gabe.
Yeah, I mean, they just need... Again, you need to show that you care about it. But the Packers just don't use wide receivers and tight ends on special teams, period. There was a great piece at Acme Packing Company earlier this week, maybe it was late last week, about the use rate of Packers wide receivers on special teams. They're dead last in the league. They look at wide receivers as, hey, can you help us on offense? And if you can't, we're probably not going to keep you on the roster. Whereas a lot of other teams have dedicated a wide receiver spot just to somebody who can punt return. Maybe they develop into something, maybe they don't. But that's just not something the Packers, really under Brian Gutekunst, have done at that position specifically.
You just have to be careful with Keyshawn because there's no depth at corner. And if something did happen where you lose him, then you're in trouble, which is crazy because the receivers have plenty of receivers.
Yes.
And plenty of guys.
If you're carrying 6 or 7 wide receivers on the roster, you can't dedicate one spot for a guy who's going to return punts. Everybody's got to be a wide receiver project.
And you can develop it. Look, my senior year, 5th year senior year at Boston College, I was screwing around on a Friday practice before, long snapping, and I was pretty good at it. And then I became a long snapper. So by the time I did it in Green Bay, I was only doing it for 3 years. You're going to tell me you can't develop a returner? You know, one of these peripheral guys like Wicks, or, they got Savion Williams. They could have tried Malik Heath. Come on. These guys are athletes. It's not that hard, okay? And they pride themselves, Gabe. Hey, we're a draft and develop team. Well, develop a returner, you morons.
Yeah, they didn't say what they were developing, Jim.
Yeah.
They said they're developing. They're not developing anyone who can return punts or kicks.
Like you said last week. I mean, Robert did it. Free did it.
Yeah.
They didn't do it in college.
It was just a chain. That's the way it went.
Exactly.
Second hour of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on deck. Chewy's going to tell us why he thinks a player many people want gone. We'll be back.
Go to hell, Chewy.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We're seeing some big delays on southbound 41 from just south of Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Eastbound 94 is going to be backed up from 92nd Street all the way to Hawley Road, and again coming out of the Stadium interchange to about 35th Street. On the westbound side, we've got delays from 27th all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes inside Waukesha County, so from Elm Grove Road to Sunny Slope. And then more delays on just closer to Highway 83. We did have an earlier disabled vehicle that was slowing things down. That is now cleared up, but we do still have delays from Prospect all the way almost to Maple Avenue. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Dense fog advisory to include pretty much all of southeast Wisconsin until about noon. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy skies. I have 42. Tonight, patchy fog, mostly cloudy, a low of 37. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
You ever notice that some people are picky when it comes to their beer? But Yuengling gets it. That's why they brew a beer for every taste. Start with a legend, a Yuengling traditional lager, a smooth amber lager that's been around longer than our great football rivalries. Then there's light lager. It's crisp and easy drinking. Golden Pilsner with a clean, refreshing taste, and the Black and Tan, a perfect blend of porter and Pilsner. Whether I'm tailgating, watching the game at a sports bar, just kicking back, I'm reaching for a Yuengling. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DJ Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Ben Brust here for the Princely Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princely Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princely Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
We talked a little bit this morning about the Bucks' loss last night and put it on the Infinity Exteriors poll. Is the Bucks season over? Let us know your thoughts, gang. I know it's not the most, yay, exciting, happy conversation.
It's a great way to
have
start a
this morning.
Thursday.
Right. Eesh. I said I was going to give them 3 games starting yesterday. I'm out.
Wait, you're not even going to watch this weekend?
I'll watch this weekend, but I've already made my mind up. You know? It's like if you're like...
what if they win by 50?
If you're on the dating apps and you're like, I'm going to give this guy 3 dates, and the first one goes so horribly wrong, you don't sign up for 2 and 3 games.
You got to stand by your guns here, Jen. You got to
get a free
see this
meal
one
out of the sucker. Is that what we're doing here?
That's an interesting question, Gabe. If they won by 50, I would treat it like nothing.
It'd be an anomaly.
Right.
It'd be an outlier.
What is this? How could this possibly mean I've seen the results at this point to the season. It couldn't possibly mean anything.
Josh, it's not just the results. It's how they got to the results.
Right.
Honestly, I was texting with a buddy about the Bucks yesterday, and we were texting during the first quarter when things were going so great. And I went, how can this team look this good in the first quarter and look as bad as they did against Boston? And he said, oh, that's just to burn the tape away. I'm like, I wish I could burn it out of my memory. Can't. I saw it happen. Do we have anything fun to talk about?
Well, Chewy's got something for us. It's
that's
fun.
not fun.
No, it's fun. It's just...
Yeah, as your voice goes up.
Yeah, believe me, what we're about to talk about is super fun. So we're on our production call this morning, and we're talking about Rashid Shaheed, and we're talking about other moves that the Packers could make this offseason. And I said, how concerned do we need to be about the cap? Right? I know we have at times said, oh, it's sort of this like ambiguous blob that, is manipulatable and movable and flexible. And how much do the Packers actually have in cap space? And Gabe, you reminded us that, they got a lot of levers and buttons that they can push to get cap healthy.
Yeah, I mean, you create $30 million the second you release Elton Jenkins. So that opens up a bunch of space. Yes, you need money to sign the draft class, but they're not so exorbitantly over the cap where they can't do that. Now, there are a lot of other contracts they can adjust. I'm guessing they do that as they go in case they come across somebody that they decide is, yes, we have to sign this guy. But the 2 most obvious ones to pull to open up a good chunk of space, Elton Jenkins and then Rashawn Gary. Release Rashawn Gary, cut Elton Jenkins, and you're able to open up $40 million just like that.
And then Chewy did the record scratch comment of...
I have a feeling he's coming back. He's Goody's guy based on what Goody said. And Jason's kind of in my camp here because if you're a player like that and you have I don't think the guy's that delusional. I'm sure a conversation between Goody or the organization or Rashawn Garrett has taken place on the future. And for him to post that picture yesterday, and I have a new nickname for him, leads me to believe that the guy doesn't think he's going anywhere. He really doesn't. Now, I don't know if he's delusional or he talked to someone in the organization that said, hey, don't worry about it. We're going to get him next year. You're going to be a part of it and move from there. But I just have this gut feeling, and Jason concurred, that sometimes GMs just have a hard time letting go of their guy. And Gary is his guy. So his new nickname... Gabe, let me explain this to you because you're the one that have a lot of problems with it. Sean Jones back in the day's nickname was Salad.
Correct.
Okay, and the reason he was called Salad is because he just put on his sweatpants over his street clothes for the whole day, including practice.
Yep.
Where he went at a snail's pace the whole practice so he wouldn't sweat. Therefore, he wouldn't have to shower after practice, he could just strip the sweats off and go home. Well, what happens, Jen, to iceberg salad when it gets overworked or it's left out in the sun or it gets too hot?
Wilted.
What happens?
It wilts.
It wilts. So, Rashawn Gary's new nickname is Lettuce. Because you can't take salad, Gabe. If you work too hard, lettuce is going to wilt too.
I mean, my problem with salad is for years you claimed you didn't know, and then you made it up one day, and now you've convinced yourself that that's why you guys called him salad.
Is that good?
I mean, would I have bought that?
It makes sense,
you told
though.
me that 12 years ago? Yeah. Yeah,
well,
but
I don't know. I just
for 8 of those years, you were like, oh, I have no idea why we called him salad. And then you made it up 4 years ago, and you've been telling yourself that story ever since.
If we're going with a food nickname and we see him, follow me here, loafing on the field, why wouldn't we call him bread?
All right, put it on the poll. Put it on the poll. Poll it. And whoever wins, wins.
What if we take it one? What if we just call him sourdough?
That's too long.
Sourdough is a very
because Gabe,
a highly appreciated bread,
Gabe,
right? Like people crave that sourdough starter.
Sure.
Because Gabe, why salad was so good and everyone yelled it in practice, you just go, salad! Sourdough is too much. Like Pryor. Everyone would just go, Pryor! Salad! I like bread. But you can't, bread you can't yell. You just got to say it. Bread.
Which actually is more like appropriate when they do like the onomatopoeia of words that sound like that to me when I hear bread.
Bread. All right, put it on the poll.
It's a little toady the way you're saying bread.
Yeah, it is a little ribbit. Sounds a little ribbit. Josh, how concerned are you as the captain and the president of the Rashawn Gary fan club? Hashtag hiring.
It's a hater club.
How dare you?
I don't need to pull any
Hashtag
punches.
sarcasm.
Josh has a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
Yes, I'm greatly offended. It seems like an attack on me and all of my family members that you would say something like that. I have a reasonable amount of concern, more after Jason Wilde spoke to us. I do think Gabe is onto something that they're trying to leverage Rashawn Gary's future and potentially trying to trade him and not have him just be a lost cause, because a guy like that with the draft capital he has and the pedigree he comes in with is a valuable thing in the NFL. Like Rashawn Gary's going to move on and probably play in the NFL for quite a long time because people are looking for edge rushers at all times in the NFL.
All right, because he's a first-round pick, and to quote Tausch, first-round picks have to prove they don't belong.
Correct. And the stuff that matters to people as well is like 5-star recruit, one of the best. And like they still look at that stuff as they continue to go to these guys, as crazy as that sounds. And as much as you might want to argue with that, that's just the reality of how the NFL does things. The problem to me is I can't fathom, I can't imagine, or I can't even consider the fact that the Green Bay Packers would allow somebody who so clearly had an effort problem to come back to the team. The message that sends that one of your highest paid at one of your most premium positions is allowed to go out there and not give full effort. And the message and sort of the internal roster rot that has to some of the young guys and some of the guys looking around going, I'm out here busting my ass and I'm hardly getting playing time. And this guy goes out there and just quits on plays when he sees fit. Like, that's the type of stuff I can't imagine possibly being envisioned as acceptable.
I guess I don't understand, and Chewy, this is part of your philosophy with and I'm not saying that you're wrong about Rashawn Gary being back, but what I don't understand is why that same courtesy isn't being extended to Quay Walker. Rashawn Gary was a first-round pick. I know he was 12 in 2019 as opposed to 22 in 22, but why wouldn't, if your theory about Brian Gutekunst sticking with Rashawn Gary because he's his guy, he was drafted by him, he's a first-round pick, blah, 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 blah. Why wouldn't that same philosophy extend to Quay Walker, Chew?
Well, Jen, that's more evidence of why they're going to keep him. Because if you wanted Quay Walker, then what do? You cut Rashawn Gary to free up money so you can pay these guys, right? I mean, I think Walker's shown enough, but there is a ceiling to how much you'll pay him. But if you really loved him, yeah, you get rid of Gary.
I think it's just positional value, isn't it?
And again, Quay's a free agent. Like if Rashawn Gary was a free agent, the Packers wouldn't be signing up for more Rashawn Gary.
You know
but he's under contract, and they're going, okay, $13 million that we can open up. Is that worth it? What can we do with that 13? Or is it better off that we have somebody who's played as many games as this guy has been as their words, not mine, as productive as he has been, right? Because they're talking themselves into keeping him. That's not me saying that. I disagree with that premise. They obviously do not because they've said it multiple times.
But the stupidest thing I've ever heard, Gabe, the dumbest thing came out of Hafley's mouth, I believe. The dumbest thing. This is a guy whose cap number is going to be $28 million.
Yep.
But he's never been a high rep guy.
Yep.
He's never been a high rep guy. What the hell is that?
Yeah,
what the hell is that?
Yeah, what are you paying for?
What the hell are you paying?
Too,
you know?
Just to clear his name.
They're on the same page at least.
I mean, it blows my Micah Parsons. Well, he's a high snap guy. He's a high snap guy. He likes to play football. The other guy, not so much.
Is there a potential that the Rashawn Gary thing turns into a sort of extension, prove it, we give you a little bit more, we spread out the cap hit and some of like what it costs? Because that would be a nightmare scenario.
No, I want to get out from this as quickly as possible.
But is it more
I don't want to spread it out and guarantee he's here next year, Josh.
Is it more likely, though, that they try and lessen the cap hit?
Look, I think Chewy has done with Rashawn Gary what I did last year with Jair Alexander. Like, I had convinced myself that Jair was sticking around because of the way the Packers, when in reality the plan was to release him all along. They were hoping for a trade partner, but everybody else around the league went, well, why would I pay full rate when I can just wait for him to be released and get him at a much cheaper rate?
Is that what your gut tells you about Rashawn Gary?
That's what I think with Rashawn Gary. It feels like Goody's trying to play that same, going back to that exact same playbook that he did with Jair a year ago, and we're going to hit the end of this week, early next week, and he's going to be gone.
So the posting of the sweatshirt with the sweat on the turf is more of a desperation move by Rashawn? He's trying to show that he still wants to be a part of the Packers?
I can't read the move I've never seen before.
I think it's a safe move for him. He's like, well, what are you talking about? They're going to cut me.
Because I did like the theory that you had, Chew, which was he's been given the impression that he's going to be a Packer going forward, and it was sort of to the world like, guess what, y'all? I'm back.
Because I guarantee his agent has talked to someone and say, hey, should we be looking for a trade or what should we be? Can we get some guidance here? Unless they're just completely clueless. Because most times agents are proactive, you know? They're on top of it. Like Rosenhaus, I mean, annoying as he is, he's on top of it. You know, he's on top of it. So they're like, hey, should I be shopping teams right now? No, he's good. He's fine. We love him.
But I can't imagine anybody's going to be signing up for 2 years of this contract.
Yeah, we're in the era of the trying to read social media posts. Quay Walker removed any mention of the Packers and any images of the Packers. On first sight, before I really could tell what was happening in the Rashawn Gary picture, I do think it's correct. It's a sweat-drenched Packers hoodie.
That's what it looks like. It's a gray hoodie with most of it a lot grayer than what the hood appears to be.
Yes. But my initial thought was that's him like laying down his Packers jersey and saying he's moving on. Ooh. Is there any potential we misinterpreted
Rorschach
that? Because I'm having a hard time.
Then Josh, it would be unlike him because the sweatshirt was all sweaty. He would have just put down a dry one. Am I right?
Except that he has to show.
You think he just went to the cold plunge, dipped it in, and threw
he has to show his next team that he's still willing to work out, right?
Is there potential? He was showing he busted his ass today. He was trying to be better, improve in 2026, and then he got a little notification from his agent through the Packers of we're going to be moving on.
I hope so.
I would have flipped the jersey over, though, wouldn't you have?
But you're showing the Packers on the ground. Like, I think the ground factor portion here has to have some. We're in over.
What, as opposed to throwing it on the chair in my closet that everything else gets thrown?
Showing your face.
Selfie? We're selfieing? No, I like the sweatshirt
we all
on
know
the ground.
Professional athletes hate having pictures taken of them.
They're not very vain at all, Josh, actually.
I guess I interpret it more of, look how hard I'm working out.
Yeah.
Here's my sweat-drenched sweatshirt
Well, but wouldn't you be
lying
able to
on the
tell
ground.
if it was sweat-drenched to show that you were
His
the one
face would be
working it out?
sweaty.
Yes, like you would take the selfie with the sweatshirt on. Throwing it on the ground.
Unless it was just performative, to your point.
It's definitely performative. The one thing I think we know for sure, whatever the post meant, it's performative.
Do you guys think it actually was the toothbrush theory? And what I mean by the toothbrush theory is kids don't want to brush their teeth, so they put it underneath
Run the
water
a little bit.
and then put it back, and you go check if it's wet. Like Josh, you said it earlier. He probably went to the sink and went like, "Oh yeah, let's get that."
I don't check the toothbrush to see if my kids brush their teeth. I check their mouth. You know?
That's gross.
Their mouth? No. I go in there, I look and see, maybe take a little breath. Oh, yeah, that's strawberry. You did. You know?
Really?
I'm not checking the toothbrush to see if they brush their teeth. Maybe because of what you just said, it's too easy to manipulate the toothbrush. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We've got Top 8 at 8 coming up next. 800-990-3776 if you want to play Top 8 at 8. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy right after this.
The Greater Milwaukee Golf Show presented by Old Fashioned Golf is back. It's been completely reimagined, taking place March 13th through the 15th at Mosh Performance Center in Franklin. It's going to be Wisconsin's ultimate golf party. Get your VIP tickets now for $50 at GreaterMilwaukeeGolfShow.com. That's GreaterMilwaukeeGolfShow.com. And with those VIP tickets, you get a dozen golf balls, a round of golf, and much more. Right now, we'd like to send you to the Greater Milwaukee Golf Show with 2 general admission tickets. Caller 4 wins those 2 general admission tickets. 800-990-3776. The Greater Milwaukee Golf Show is presented by Old Fashioned Golf.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We're seeing some big delays on southbound 41 from just south of Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Eastbound 94 is going to be backed up from 92nd Street all the way to Hawley Road, and again coming out of the Stadium interchange to about 35th Street. On the westbound side, we've got delays from 27th all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes inside Waukesha County, so from Elm Grove Road to Sunny Slope, and then more delays on just closer to Highway 83. We did have an earlier disabled vehicle that was slowing things down. That is now cleared up, but we do still have delays from Prospect all the way almost to Maple Avenue. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Dense fog advisory to include pretty much all of southeast Wisconsin until about noon. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy skies. I have 42 tonight. Patchy fog, mostly cloudy, a low of 37. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off-season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
We have standards in Wisconsin. Cheese should squeak. Sports and tailgating go hand in hand with brats aplenty. And beef is a delicacy where each bite makes you close your eyes for a second. For 50 years, Bunzel's has been hand-selecting the finest beef, making homemade specialty sausages, and crafting award-winning jerky right here at home. Because Wisconsin is still cattle country, quality isn't optional. It's expected. And after 5 decades, Bunzel's still delivers. Stop in today at 90th and Burleigh or at bunzels.com.
Amy Simonson is the IT administrator with Professional Services Group. They had business technology from a not-so-supportive vendor. Not anymore. They switched to James Imaging Systems.
They come in as a partner. They want to help you. They want to make your business successful.
Including your James Imaging Systems sales representative.
He's always there when I need him. It's always like, what can I do to help you?
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner with great people and more value.
The value key is we have the right equipment in the right place. We're getting reliable, consistent service when we need it.
Amy, your advice for other Wisconsin businesses?
I would definitely say contact James Imaging. They are very helpful and knowledgeable and will put you in the right place.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation. Call 262-781-7700, 262-781-7700, or visit jamesimaging.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
363. What's that?
The number of yards they gave up on the ground against the Philadelphia
It's a
Eagles.
Bible verse, John 3:63. Look it up. Tell us what it
I
says.
thought it was Joe 363, and it was "Thou shalt not get past me on the line of scrimmage."
On 94.5 ESPN.
If you've been putting off replacing your windows and doors, now is the time, because Pella of Wisconsin is offering 0% interest financing all the way until 2032. That's right, 0% interest until 2032. Look, in Wisconsin, your home takes a beating year-round. We know that with the tough winter that we're trying to come out of. Maybe we are. It gets hot in the summer as well, and right windows and doors can improve your comfort, boost energy efficiency, and upgrade your home's look. That's the way it's worked out for me with the great door I got last year from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Pella's experts will come in, help you find the perfect fit for your home and budget, which is obviously important, and with 0% interest until 2032. Upgrade now, pay over time without paying a dime of interest. Don't wait. Visit PellaWI.com today.
The top 8 at 8.
Name something that follows the word pork. You pine. Huh?
One category.
Name something people take with them to the beach. Turkey.
The top 8 answers.
The first thing you buy in a supermarket. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8.
A food often stuffed. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken! Oh my God!
Show me chicken!
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I was trying to theorize what this could be, Gabe, and I was like, would he give us a Bucks-related list and just add to our misery? Would he give us a Brewers-related list where we can be, like, optimistic and excited about the upcoming season? Is it either of those?
Well, which one do you think it is? You were theorizing. What did your theory eventually land?
I think you're going to go Brewers because it's more uplifting and positive, and you know that that's what the show needs on a day like today where we have declared the Milwaukee Bucks season over.
Yeah, we most certainly do, which is why I've got a list of 8 things in front of me, Jen. You and Chew guess back and forth. You each get one incorrect. That way you can open it up to the fans. 800-990-3776. Whoever gets the last one on the list, they get an ESPN Milwaukee prize pack. And I was looking at a couple of different Brewers lists. One is a little more depressing, so we're going to go because we're going to get a new one this year. I am looking for the last 8 starting pitchers who have started on opening day for the Milwaukee Brewers.
I thought we just did this.
We did not.
We might have done it last year.
Yeah, possibility we did last year. I mean, if you want, okay, Chew, if you want to, we can do third baseman instead.
No.
I mean, Chewy complained. Feels like we should pivot.
It feels
to
like
third
a month or so ago. Didn't we have that list of the Milwaukee third basemen and then how none of them are on the team, or only one is remaining?
Yeah, that's why.
And it was Sal Frelick who
he
had
played an inning of third base last year. One of 7 guys who played third base, the only one left on the roster. If you want to do third base, Chew, we can do third base.
No.
If you want to complain about the pitching.
I think we go with pitching.
I don't know.
Chew.
It seems like Chewy's...
And here's the thing, Chewy. If you think we did it recently, then you should have a good list in your brain. Do you have a good list in your brain?
No.
Well, Freddie Peralta.
Yeah, he started the last two. Freddie Peralta, number one on the list.
Woody.
Brandon Woodruff started opening day in 2020 and 2021. He's number 3 on the list.
Corbin Burns.
Started in 2022 and 2023, number 2 on the list. All right, you knocked out the 3 easy ones.
Now it's going to get tricky.
Who wants to have some fun? The remaining 5 all started just one opening day each.
Ugh. So what I think we need to figure out here, Chew, is how many Peralta started, how many Woody started, and if this last spot on the list would be Giovanni Gallardo.
Yes, he's on the list.
You think?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. That's what I'm trying to debate. I think there were...
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
No,
Josh is shaking his...
No. If Giovanni was on this list, he started like 6 or 7 in a row.
I gave you the hint of each
That-
one has just one.
Oh, good call, Joshy.
I do have one fun
Way
take that
to
I'm-
active listen.
I do have one fun one that I think you're going to... it's a good hint. I'm not going to give you the answer. We've used this name before, but it's not the same guy.
That's Peralta. Mm-hmm.
Do you know his first name?
Is it Willie?
Slick Willie Peralta started in opening day
nice.
for the Brewers back in 2016.
How about
I was
Burns
so
number?
high on that guy.
It's a good clue, though, by the way.
He would be pitching in like the 6th inning and just peaking at his velocity. He was something.
He was a big boy, too.
Yeah.
Big boy out on the mound.
Burns never started a game. He was always overshadowed by Woody.
Yeah, Jen already guessed Corbin Burns.
Speaking of active listening.
Started 2.
Started 2?
Yes.
Right?
Okay,
That's what I said.
so hold on. So we know that Peralta started
2.
at least 2. Oh, it was 2? I thought maybe it was 3. Woody started 2?
Yep. So we're now
And-
7 years back.
That's what I'm trying to figure out is the year, Chew. You follow me?
Yeah.
So...
Which Brewers pitcher had the most fun name to say?
Francisco?
Just trying to spoon feed these guys.
Francisco.
That's fun to say.
Francisco. Let's go with Gonzalez.
It's not correct.
Who would that even be?
I have no idea.
We should probably
Gio
guess.
Gonzalez?
We should probably guess actual pitchers, right?
I mean, Gio did pitch for the Brewers. He did
Yes.
not start opening day.
Yeah, that was my guess.
That was not your
sure
guess.
was. I knew it.
800
How about Wade
3776.
Miley? Wade Miley.
Never started opening day.
You thinking that that's fun to say? Is that what you're doing?
No.
I still like France. Gonzalez was a good guess. Gio Gonzalez?
You couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
I could not.
Was he a lefty or a righty, Chew?
Yeah, I believe he was a righty.
Playing the odds there.
Yeah, well, he was a lefty.
Damn it.
Set up.
You should have known. That should have been like the scene in Princess Bride.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little checked out.
Oh, really?
Well, after he dropped his Rashawn Gary's going to be back.
Now if you're
Decided
done,
he's
Rollins
done for the day.
Bread. Bread.
Seems like that might stick, huh?
Especially if you
Kinda
keep
like
saying it like that.
I mean, it has to be really slow and drawn out, much like his pursuit of quarterbacks.
Much like your pursuit of this list.
Yeah, you're on your own.
We are stalling is what we were doing. 800-990-3776 if you want to get in on the top 8 at 8. Last 8 starting pitchers for your Milwaukee Brewers. Chew, I think we're out, right?
Yeah.
These one and dones, I'm just not remembering.
We did good.
Did we do good, Gabe?
I mean, if you didn't get the top 3, it would have been disappointing. And Joshy like
served it up on a silver platter.
Just stood there by the rim, holding it up, hoping that somebody would dunk it through. And luckily, you guys did for Willie Peralta.
So we have Peralta, Woodruff.
You have Freddie
Corbin Burns,
Brandon Woodruff, and Willie Peralta.
800-990-3776 looking for the other 4 on Gabe's top 8 at 8 list. Let's go out to the phone lines. John and Racine is up first on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can you complete our top 8 at 8 list?
Yeah, let's go with Yolis Chassin.
That's the fun one to say.
That's the fun name to say.
Yolis Chassin.
Yolis.
Whoa.
He started in 2019.
He was fun.
Got another guess, John?
Chase Anderson.
Chase Anderson started in 2018
All right.
for your Milwaukee Brewers.
Seems like we might have a ringer here. John, you got another guess for us?
How many more do I got?
Got 2 more to go. You got number 6 and number 8. Opening day starting pitchers for the Milwaukee Brewers.
I want to say Junior Guerra, maybe.
Junior Guerra did start in opening day in 2017.
Whoa.
Okay. All right. We just want one more to go. John, I would love for you to be able to run this
the
list.
depressing one.
This is maybe my least favorite Brewers pitcher next to Randy Wolf.
No. There's a different name on this list on the other side of you, Yvonne Gallardo, that was even more depressing.
I don't know if this is it, but I'm going to guess Kyle Loesch.
Kyle Loesch started on opening day for the Milwaukee Brewers in 2015.
Nice.
We refer to those as the dark days. And Kyle Loesch is your opening day starting pitcher. On the other side of Yvonne Gallardo, all the way back in 2009, Jeff Suppan.
Oh, I like Soup.
They're definitely
Soup pitched great.
I don't know who the fourth one is on that list, but that is the Mount Rushmore of guys who you saw on the mound and said, "Oh boy, here we go."
You're talking about those 4 that we just mentioned?
Those 3. I don't know who the fourth entry is.
So Loesch, Soup, who was the third?
Randy Wolf.
Randy Wolf. Matt Garza.
Yeah.
Is he the fourth one you'd want to throw on that list? Guys the Brewers spent money on, you went, oh boy. We got to watch this guy pitch again.
Who's the guy who
good
threw,
list.
was it Markham? All of a sudden, my brain is going.
Yeah, Sean Markham after he gave up the home run in the playoffs. Yeah,
glove up in the
but he was like he had a really
great in
good
the regular
season. Yeah, he was at least when he pitched in the regular season.
And then after it became obvious he didn't have it anymore, they just kept trotting him out there to get shelled. Poor guy.
Good list, Gabe. And how many days are we away from opening day?
We are
3 weeks today.
3 weeks. 3 weeks from opening day for your Milwaukee Brewers.
It's exciting.
The third base list is very depressing.
Did I see that Christian Yelich made his spring training debut yesterday?
Hit a dinger.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Whacked it.
Whack. Nice. And did somebody say the leg kick is back?
Yeah, so instead of the toe tap, he is doing the leg kick. Has apparently been working on that with one of the new Brewers hitting coaches.
Take a break here on
Vogelbach.
what?
Already paying dividends.
What?
Vogelbach.
Oh, Vogel.
He's the one who was working with Yelich.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the new hitting coach, right?
Yeah, but he was the one who was working with Yelly on getting that timing back down on the big old leg kick.
Love
We're
that.
back.
All right, we'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. More to come. Stick around.
Are you looking for a weight loss option that works? Something that you can change your life, change everything you've been doing. There comes a point where you know it's time to do something for yourself. I wanted real goals, real change, and I decided 2026 is the year I look and feel my best. I'm Josh DiMaggio, and I'm starting that journey with Milwaukee Weight Loss. From the first consultation, their team really listened and built a customized plan around me and my goals. I've lost over 30 pounds at this point. I'm already buying new, smaller clothing. Everything is going great. Doctor developed, doctor supervised program where you can lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two safely and naturally and keeping it off using real food and proprietary natural and safe products to help patients reset their metabolism, control hunger and cravings naturally, and help their body burn fat, not muscle like GLP-1s do. No lifetime medications, no recurring supply costs, no expensive injections, just a safe, structured program focusing on lasting results. No drugs, surgeries, or injections, just a proven metabolic reset. Many patients lose up to a pound of fat a day. Milwaukee Weight Loss has already helped thousands of people change their lives. There's no better time than now to take control and start feeling confident again. Schedule a free consultation at 262-235-3980 or visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound 4394, we've got backups coming out of the Mitchell interchange all the way up to about Oklahoma Avenue, back on the brakes from Lincoln into where the high-rise bridge meets up. We've got southbound 4394 with a crash at Beecher Street, off on the right shoulder. Northbound 894 backing up out of the Hale interchange to National. Eastbound 94, you've got a heavy ride from before 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to 27th. Westbound slowing from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks and our buy one, get one free ticket offer is today only. Grab this Bucks ticket offer courtesy of ESPN Milwaukee. Go to bucks.com/ESPN. That's bucks.com/ESPN. And check in the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Dense fog advisory, including pretty much all of southeast Wisconsin until about noon. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy, a high of 42. Tonight, patchy fog, mostly cloudy, a low of 37. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
You asked and Carbless delivered. The fan favorite grapefruit flavor now has its own 4-pack all to itself. That bold, bright, perfectly balanced citrus taste that you've been pulling from the variety pack, it's now front and center in 4 cans, 1 box. Crisp, refreshing, not too sweet, and nothing else has changed. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, just 100 calories and gluten-free. Clean ingredients and big flavor. Always no compromises. Grab the new Carbless grapefruit 4-pack wherever you get your Carbless, and find a location near you at drinkcarbless.com. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel, and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit EXTPros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Make your next activation or event a slam dunk with Captivate Exhibits, your leader in transforming spaces and creating brand experiences that truly stand out and connect. If you can dream it, Captivate can design it, build it, and activate it. From trade shows and events to enhancing interior spaces like your lobby, history wall, or break room, Captivate Exhibits turns ideas into highlight reels. With over 32 years of award-winning experience, Captivate delivers every time, always beating the buzzer. Get started with your next big idea today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean, this world is geared towards women. Like, what do we
I
get?
am stepping away from this. Goodbye.
Like, what do we get? They get a comb that dries your hair. We get a stupid razor.
Hey,
what's the coolest thing we get? They get the hair dryer?
Control.
On 94.5 ESPN.
2 tickets are better than 1, especially when you're only paying for 1. Score Bucks buy 1, get 1 tickets for a select upcoming home game with seats starting as low as $20. And guess what, guys? This is a today-only opportunity. Bucks.com/ESPN is where you can get these limited Bucks tickets. Catch the Bucks as they take on Phoenix, Cleveland, Dallas, and the Clippers. Big games, big energy. 2 tickets for the price of 1. But do not wait. It is a today-only opportunity. Bucks.com/ESPN. Buy 1, get 1 free. Compliments of ESPN Wisconsin. So we have talked a lot about what we think that Brian Gutekunst could do to fortify this roster. And you're starting to see, names percolate and conversations develop. Sounds like the Packers might be in on the linebacker market. We certainly know they'll be in on the cornerback market. When you see some of these reports that are out there. Gabe, what is your reaction to them? Do you think that Goody is going to be aggressive, maybe in free agency, and go out there and nab someone? Or did his experience last season with the Nate Hobbs and the Aaron Banks spook him a little bit?
Look, I mean, he's going to be keeping an eye on things. I don't know how aggressive he necessarily is going to be. Easton Butler reporting that the Packers are monitoring Cam Taylor-Britt, who's a free agent for the Bengals. There's apparently somebody they were looking for and in talks with potentially grab at the trade deadline. I don't know how I feel about Cam Taylor-Britt because he's had one healthy season where he's played all 17 games. Rookie year, 10 games. Second year, 12 games. Third year, 17, and then last year had the Liz Frank injury and ended up missing the back half of last year. Only played 8 games after he needed surgery to correct that. So that's another cornerback who's got an injury history. Stop me if you've heard this one before. And that's just, to me, a little risky. But maybe that's with that keeps his price down, and that allows the Packers to pursue him without having to give up one of their future compensatory picks that they're presumably going to get for Rasheed Walker and Malik Willis whenever they sign for the 2027 draft.
If he's cheap. Liz Frank's bad, though, right? I mean, that's the feet are kind of the new ACL.
You tell me, Dr. Chamorro.
Well, I've never had Liv. I've known Liz, but
good friend of yours.
Never had her injury. But feet are they're kind of the new ACLs. They're kind of unpredictable. They can end a career. They're finicky. So they need someone. They're going to have to go out. I don't know why they're so hot on linebackers as opposed to corners. I'm fine with the linebackers. I think you can draft someone as a backup or maybe backfill someone that's cheap, but they need to go out and get a decent corner. The thing with free agents, you can't miss, man. It's not like the draft. You can't miss. And last year was kind of a tough year for Goody because he thought he had his guy in Hobbs, and we'll see if he can bounce back. I don't have a lot of faith there.
I would envision they view the draft as weak at where they will be drafting linebackers, and they think there is, and this has sort of been widely talked about, that there's quite a few cornerbacks that they think people are going to get at decent values throughout the second and third rounds of the draft. So I'd imagine that's probably a big piece of why they're so invested in linebacker.
Is there talk of D-line?
Yes, and that's also another free agency potential.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I mean, again, D-line is just always tough to come by, right? Like, it's somebody if you want somebody who's going to make an impact, typically you got to pay for that.
Yeah,
because
it's rotational piece is what they're likely to get.
Because guys that are impactful, just they don't get the opportunity to walk away. That's one of the positions where teams are like, we need to spend elsewhere. Now they usually spend and keep their defensive linemen around.
So do we believe that first pick will either be a corner or interior lineman?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Unless, again, I wouldn't be shocked if there's a really good center there, they do that if they don't pick up a center in free agency.
Let me throw out a theory for you guys. What do you make of the lists that are circulating of free agents, potential free agents, and Eric Stokes being atop that list? Because I've seen people as they've been listing cornerbacks who are available, and I have seen Eric Stokes atop the list. Not just because E is close to the beginning of the alphabet, but because he was incredibly productive last season. Could you see a reunion between Eric Stokes and the Green Bay Packers happening, Chu?
Where was he at?
He was in Vegas, and he played really well.
I believe he was strong through most of the year and then fell off a little bit towards the end of the season.
Do they have a draft and develop problem? How does a guy that you took in the first round, who was never very good here, go out and ball out for the Raiders?
I mean, he was playing better at the back half, but yeah, they decided to move on. And
he was on a 1-year prove-it contract, if that means anything. I mean, sometimes there are guys, just the way that they're built, they need that incentive to go out there and perform at their best.
But that goes to the GM would have to admit that he made a mistake.
A mistake in moving on?
Yes. So I don't think that happens.
I think he's going to be
It may happen at the very back end, but not when the guy just left, goes and plays well, and then comes back.
He played too well. I don't think the Packers would spend the money on Eric Stokes. He's going to make a decent amount of money, I think, in free agency with the way he played. Like Josh said, he faded a little bit last year, but the beginning part was super strong. Not that he's going to be a top-paid corner, but he's going to get enough where that would offset one of the draft picks they would get.
Okay, can we be critical then about the way that the Green Bay Packers handled Eric Stokes?
Mm-hmm.
If he had the potential to have and I'm looking at the numbers now, 53 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 5 pass breakups this past season with the Las Vegas
Glad
Raiders.
that streak came to an end. Good for him.
The pass breakup streak? Yeah.
Good that he had 5.
I mean, can we have a conversation? Are we being fair by saying how does that happen?
But it's again, the 2 free agents they signed last year, both were big swings and misses, not just because of the guys that they signed, because of what ultimately happened elsewhere. Like, you could have signed Eric Stokes was cheaper. Could have signed him. He's a better fit at outside corner than Nate Hobbs ended up being. You decided to sign Aaron Banks, shift Elton Jenkins to the middle. Elton wasn't a center. And then that started a firestorm of making him upset because he wanted more guaranteed money when he could have just stayed at left guard and the cheaper option of Josh Myers. You blew up the cornerback position. You blew up the offensive line, especially the interior of the offensive line, and both positions were worse because of it.
So how does all of that then affect Brian Gutekunst's approach to 2026, right? Because he's been burned a little bit here. Some of these decisions have been way wrong. You know, and again, we talk about last year's free agency errors, does that affect this year's free agency chances?
No,
do you take less chances because last year you were wrong?
I think they take less chances this year just because they're in a position to take more chances next year. I think they're going to be a little bit more careful this year. Yes, if there's somebody that they feel is going to make a huge difference to this team, they can pull levers to go sign any free agent that they want. Looking at the free agent
conversion of Xavier McKinney that they just did to free.
They just announced, yeah.
So, like, I don't see a free agent out there. Like, when Xavier McKinney was a free agent, we were all going, yep, that's the guy, because he was exactly the safety that Jeff Hafley was describing, that he was looking for. Young free agent, can't believe the Giants are letting him go, and he becomes an all-pro. I don't see that guy that fits for the Packers on this free agent list, so I don't look at them as being incredibly aggressive. I think they're looking for rotational pieces on the interior line, at the cornerback position, but I don't see anybody that they're going to go, yep, we're signing this guy.
Well,
He's
to
gonna
be
a
fair,
star.
it would be nice too if we could hear from the defensive coordinator about what type of player he likes, what type of player he'd be interested in having, and then we could start. Maybe putting a list together, Gabe. Right? The luxury we had that year is that Jeff Hafley articulated to the masses, this is the type of player that I like in my scheme. This is the type of guy that I rely on heavily. And we were like, oh, well. And then the Giants were dumb enough to part ways with Xavier McKinney.
Are the Green Bay Packers hiding Jonathan Gannon?
This is your theory?
I mean, play it again, Josh. Yeah.
He's not really skilled in the art of conversation.
Yeah, look, I mean, some guys are good at press conferences, some guys are good at coaching. I'm going to choose to believe that Jonathan Gannon is good at the latter.
What does he say? Flashes.
Shots.
Rainbows. Explosive.
Rainbows?
Low rep guys.
Well, he didn't say that. He didn't say that.
Shots. Make sure you check out our Infinity Exteriors Twitter poll. It is available on our Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter account. Refresh your home with roofing, siding, or windows, all backed by their lifetime workmanship warranty. InfinityExteriors.com. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin is coming together for a story that will touch everyone. A Road at Night is a documentary chronicling former Badgers player and coach Howard Moore and the 2019 tragedy that forever changed his family. You can see it on the big screen at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison or Marcus Majestic in Brookfield through March 5th. One story, one community, A Road at Night. Now through March 5th in Madison and Brookfield. All proceeds support Howard Moore's ongoing care. Find showtimes and get tickets at aroadatnight.com. That's aroadatnight.com.
Raise your hand if you're excited about feeling older faster than you should. Yeah, I didn't think so. If you're feeling pain that makes you feel older than you are, there's good news. QC Kinetics patients here in Milwaukee are getting relief, feeling younger, jumping back into life at full speed, and it didn't happen in an operating room. Dr. Caravelli and the team at QC Kinetics and their medical professionals use the latest in regenerative treatments, backed by real science. Treatments that take the tiny, powerful healing tools inside your body and concentrate them right where you need relief. Nothing makes it more real than hearing the real stories stories behind QC Kinetics. Mike is training for a marathon instead of giving up running. Kathy walked around Disney with her grandkids. Alan is back to work, now climbing ladders like no big deal. All real QC Kinetics patients. The sooner you start treatment, the sooner inflammation eases, and the sooner the joint damage slows down. Find out if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics and their regenerative treatments. Your visit and consultation is absolutely free. Give them a call now at 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
Progressive presents ways to save money that aren't bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive.
I can't believe the deal we got on these seats for the game.
Wow, they must be pretty high up here. I think my ears just popped.
Yeah, here, put this on.
Is that an oxygen mask?
An official team oxygen mask.
Well, I can kind of see the field.
Good, your senses are still sharp. You're going to need them for phase 2 of the ascent.
Don't save money by sitting in the nosebleeds. You could save hundreds by switching to Progressive. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts. It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
My father would always say, and there's a rhyme and a reason to it. He said, if you wear your rubbers in the house, you'll go blind. Do the two youngsters on the show here even know what rubbers are? I'm talking the ones that go over the shoes.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Tired of always waking up exhausted? Is that dad bod starting to weigh on you? Finding it harder to get excited about basically anything? If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, it might not be that you're just getting older. I know that's something that I told myself, oh, the schedule changed, your body's getting older, it's fine. No, there's a good chance your hormones and metabolism are out of balance. So this year, let's get back to the old you. I know you remember that guy, sharp at work, full of energy, fun, the one people enjoyed being around, and that's where Mentality comes in. I've been working with Mentality for years, and their product, awesome. Mentality, not a macho T, low T bro clinic. No, they are human-centered. Missions to figure out what's really going on in your body and your brain. They start by listening at Mentality. They run real labs, explain your results in plain English, and then, not because it's one size fits all, no, they build a personalized science-backed plan using hormone therapy and FDA-approved peptide treatments to help get your brain and body back on track. So stop telling yourself, like I did, and everyone else around you, that you're fine. Right now, all new patient labs will be covered in your treatment plan, so that's a savings of $250 right out of the gates. Reclaim the old you, the younger you, at Mentality.
I can't believe we waited till the final minute of the show to mention Joshy's favorite player, Chris Brooks, agreeing to a new contract.
It's a movement. You guys were late to join me. Matt LaFleur was late to join me, frankly.
Whoa. Who said I joined you?
He hasn't allowed a sack. One of the best pass blocking RBs in all the NFL.
What, in his 6 reps?
I believe he has about 60.
Divided by 18.
Remember when we were talking, what can we do to help improve things? Guess who started getting more snaps? Guess who the offense helped around?
Well, right now he's RB2. So you think he's ready for that, Joshy?
No, we're not really ready for that. Everyone has a job, Gabe. We need specialists. We need guys with defined roles that are going to go out there and make the Green Bay Packers better.
What's going to happen with Emmanuel Wilson?
See ya.
Seriously?
Seems like it. Someone's going to pay him, and it ain't going to be the Packers.
See ya. Seriously. Seems like it. That's Jen, Gabe, and Cheery in a nutshell. Wilde and Taj is next on ESPN Milwaukee. Have a great day, everybody.
Still seeing delays. Westbound 94.